Thank you for watching another episode of the Cheap Car Showdown. The last episode we did this car right here, the 2005 Mazda Speed. And then before that, our reigning champion at this point right here is the 2010 Mazda Speed 3. They're actually both similar classes in the game, and they were very different to drive, to say the least. This car is a second faster in my hands than this car, and that's a shame because I really love the Miata, and I feel like it could have done a lot better. Now, here we have the older version of the last Miata, a lot less power, 200 pounds less, and I'm going to go ahead and buy it again, even though I already have it. I'll sell it on the auction later, but the reason I'm going to buy it again is because I want to make sure that it is in stock form to just kind of conform with the same rules as all the other, and we'll keep on checking. Luckily, I didn't say cheap cars under 100,000 because I would have no money left. Anyways, let's go ahead and go on free play, get on Lime Rock, and see what we can do with my favorite Mazda Miata, the first generation right here. Um, Nimble little car. I think even though it has less power, we're still going to have the same problems that we had with the other Miata, just that the tiny tires from the stock form just don't grip. And it turns in so fast because it's such a nimble little car that when you get the car turned in, it automatically wants to go sideways. So, but we'll see. You never know. It's so light, so nimble and agile that it's fun to drive, but I don't know if it's going to be able to make up for its total lack of power here on this course. Okay, see, I'm already running into those issues. I gotta learn to be a lot more gentle, a lot more finesse. I think if I had a wheel, this would be hands down the easiest car to beat the 105.5 marker in. But then if I had a wheel, we might not be looking at a 105. Maybe I would be a little faster or maybe a little slower, but you never know. If woulda, coulda, shoulda, we'll just try and see if we can get this Miata to go around the corners without crashing, spinning out, or any of those horrible things that kill your time. So I think that I'm braking way too much, but then when I don't brake, I end up drifting way too much, and drifting is cool and very fun, but it is a time killer, so we try to avoid it at all costs, even if that means lifting a little bit. But okay, as far as first laps go, if we're under 110, which we're not, I'd be looking pretty excited, getting pretty excited about beating the other car, the Mazda 3. But you know what? I just don't think that my little Miata here has got the power to do it. We're looking at 100 just and some power, and not a lot of tire. And I think that the tires are the main issue here. Very hard, very economy-based tires, very thin. You know, I think that my Miata, which is the same as this one, has 195 tires, which is just tiny. That's what a Prius would have on it, and those tire sizes make for really fun drives, but not for fast lap times. I just want to make all the excuses I can for little Miata because I love it so much. But come on, little guy. Alright. So we're already past the 105. We're in the 108s. So hard on the brakes at the cone. Turn in gently. Just try not to do that. Every time I touch that in this car, it throws me off to the left. Trying to avoid the bumpers on the inside. On the outside, it's actually pretty decent. Pretty good. Try not drifting, but I keep doing it. Clip the outside. Can't figure out what gear to be in here. Alright. And touch the cone almost. Alright. So now this is where we're hurting really hard because we should be going a lot faster down this straight. Tag the brakes. Lean it in. Aim for the cone on top of the hill right here. Pretty decent. But that loss of traction makes a huge... It really eats your time. So that corner I liked. This one's hard for me because it always wants to go sideways. You just gotta barely touch the stick. I mean, just barely touch it, and this car's already... What, most cars, you have to throw it in there. This one, you just touch it, and it's already in. But that was slower. Yeah. So I'm not giving the Miatas a fair shake, and I'm really sorry about that. If you're a Miata fan, man, my deepest apologies, because I am too, and it is a terrible shame that they're in my hands. In fact, if you play this game and you're watching, and you think you could do better, which I'm sure you could, and especially if you have more than 5 laps, get the feel for the car and see what it can do around Lime Rock and stock form. I feel like it could be, maybe not this one, but the other one for sure with its higher power, it could be in the 105s pretty quickly. Maybe if I had more laps and a little more experience with them. Because unlike the older Forzas, the Miata is not the starter car that you start with, and it's a shame because it really is a starter car for so many people that want to get into racing. Because it's just so cheap. I also find it interesting that this game, it's 24,000 credits, which is a bit insane considering I spent 1/10 of that for my Miata, and it's in really good condition. So I'm confused as to why the cars cost so much more than they would off of just Craigslist or from a dealer even, because from a dealer you'd end up spending 3,000-4,000 for the car, and that's as expensive as you're going to find. So I don't know, it's interesting to me that they did choose to make the prices so much higher than they really are. I guess that's pretty normal, but who knows? Maybe they adjusted for inflation. I have no idea. That wouldn't make any sense though. So. But come on, Miata. Come on. Last lap. I'm trying to just get it in there and not overdo it. It's so easy to overdo turning in with the Miata because it just goes in. What are we looking at? Looks like a 108. So disappointing turnout for the two Mazda rear-wheel drives. We have one more, but it's a lot older, and I'm about 100% sure it's not gonna have the gusto to do it. But that's gonna be it. Thank you for watching. I'm gonna keep working down the list alphabetically, and we're gonna work out which cars are the best under 30. Like I said, I really am disappointed with how the Miata times turned out. I feel like they should have been a lot higher, but you know what? Mazda's still up there. We still got the Mazda 3 taking it home for the victory. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.